So that's pretty much the essential plot. So what did I like about this? Well, I like Why, hello there YouTube and welcome back to 31. So it is day 10 and it's the start of a new week. So this week's theme is of course 80s week. So basically I'm going to review horror movies that were made in the 80s or were set in the 80s. So like I've just said, these movies, horror movies, have got to either have come out in the 80s between 1980 to 89, or at least if they're not released in the 80s, they have to at least be set in the 80s, because there are two horrors that were not made in the 80s but are very heavily set in that decade, the 80s. So if they're set in the 80s but they weren't made in the 80s, that's going to qualify for this week's theme. So let's kick off our review. So this one we're in 1989 and it is a review on Puppet Master. So Puppet Master, so like I said, this came out in 1989. So in this we see a puppeteer creating some puppets with some mystical, magical stuff, and brings these puppets to life and then hides them away before ending his own life with these Nazi spies. Then we jump through time and we see a group of sidekicks go into this hotel where they're looking into the strange death of this puppeteer. But of course the puppets get out and they unleash a lot of hell and carnage on the hotel with bloody kills. And yeah, we get some kills in there. So that's pretty much the essential plot. So what did I like about this? Well, I like the opening act where we see the puppeteer creating his puppets and then we see them and what have you. But then after that, with the whole hotel and the sidekicks, it just went down from there. I mean, it didn't interest me at all. It was kind of boring. And I gotta say, I was very disappointed with this one. I mean, the opening act was great, the final act was great, but the middle acts just did not do it for me. I mean, we do see the puppets eventually in this movie, including their most popular one, Blade, who has kind of gone on to be a franchise regular. But we do see some kills in there, including one kill with where he pukes out leeches and stuff. Bit of a bizarre scene, that. But I'm like, okay, it's a horror thing, bizarre things are going to happen. But like I say, I don't really have much good to say about this movie. Giving you my honest opinion, this was of course a directed video film as well in the 80s, so it didn't have a theatrical release, but I believe it's gone on to be a cult following. But this one, it just did not do it for me. I was bored, in the middle acts. And like I say, I thought it was a bit of a snooze fest. At some points I actually got my phone out and just scrolled around because I was actually bored with it. So yeah, a bit of a rocky start to 80s week, but hey, we got a whole week of this 80s horror to come. So anyway, Puppet Master, I mean, it was okay, just not brilliant. I mean, it did fall a bit flat, but it must have done something right to get a whole series of sequels. But I've never seen a Puppet Master movie before, and I went into this blind. Will I see it again? Probably not anytime soon, so I will give Puppet Master, you know what, I'll give it 2.5 stabs out of 5. 2.5 stabs out of 5 for Puppet Master. So yeah, there is my review for today. There's day 10. So yeah, that's it for today's episode. So yeah, I mean, have you seen Puppet Master? Do you have your own opinion? Do you like it better than I did? If you do, then that's completely fine. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. So yeah, that's it for this one, for today's episode of 31. So I will see you all tomorrow for day 11, where we'll be, another day into this week. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, and until next time, don't have nightmares.